This hall, which looks just like any other from the outside, is home to hundreds of people, from little kids to the elderly. They all live here, calling it their underground city.
Some students laugh at us. They ask why we live in a cave. They say caves are for animals, not people. The government, please help us. We are human beings too.
Young students, young and old married couples call this underground enclave home.
These are supporters. When you reach here, go slowly and then jump.
Okay, I see. From cooking to bathing to resting after a long day, it all happens here.
Sasa hii ni uniform wamevaa.
Are you sure this is a school uniform?
Yes, uniform.
Yes, I'm sure this is the school uniform.
When I first heard about this place, I thought it was just a myth, like a tale from the Ice Age.
So hapa ni only gods know the way tunaishi.
Can I help you?
It's okay, I'm good. Are you sure people sleep here?
Yes, this man sleeps here. Come! Slowly, don't fall. Watch your step. Good. Now you made it.
But I had to see it myself. So I took a long journey to get here on the worst roads I've ever seen. As we got close, things went terribly wrong.
Jump off the motorcycle!
What?
Please jump!
My motorcycle driver told us to jump off. Hey, you can't be serious. Are you telling me to jump?
Yes, I said jump!
Jump? No way. And next thing I know, I'm lying in a bush. We crashed. My camera broke, and both my cameraman and I got hurt. The motorcycle guy vanished for a bit. After about 10 minutes, he came back, and some local men who knew exactly where we were going led us the rest of the way on foot because our driver was too hard to ride. Now, the big problem was my camera. I had to go all the way back to Nairobi to fix it. What a terrible moment that was. But now I'm back. We're finally here again, ready to really see how these people live in this underground city. It's not just a hall, it's their whole world. Today, I am going deeper into this underground labyrinth to uncover the lives hidden beneath the surface. What drove these people to find refuge here? I'm here to reveal the harsh realities and the resilience of a community living on the edge of existence. Unlike any glamorous tale, this story needs your eyes and ears. It's not about making this video viral, but about letting the world hear the silent tear of this resilient soul. Please take a moment to like and share the story. This is their office, where, just like above ground, someone sort of like a sheriff has to register the visitors. I live in a cave because my parents live here. This is our home, but it's not easy. It's a daily challenge. So, where do you sleep?
Oh, it's easy. I do like this, then I sleep, I take my blanket and cover myself.
How about your children?
I unfold this mattress and they sleep here.
How many of you are here?
With all the children and others, we are 16 people sleeping here.
16 people in total sleep in this tiny area.
Oh, my life.
Some students laugh at us. They ask why we live in a cave. They say caves are for animals.
As night envelops us, we prepare to rest, knowing tomorrow starts early. We'll join the children on their daily trek to school, a journey more challenging than most could imagine. In the morning, like you might go to your bathroom. Here, all the students come out from this hall. They say bye to their parents and head all the way to the river. This river is where they wash their faces. It's the only place to get water for drinking, cooking, showering, and washing clothes. At first, I thought the school was nearby, but I was wrong. This journey turned out to be the most dangerous way to school. We have to walk over 15 kilometers one way, which means these students cover 30 kilometers every day, whether they have eaten or not. And it's not a straight path. It is climbing mountains. There's no documentary that can fully explain what this life is like. Studying is difficult because schools are far, about 5 kilometers from the cave, and when it rains, the journey becomes impossible. Imagine getting treatment here. As we fall sick, we wait for an ambulance. But here, you have to cover more than 20 kilometers climbing or descending mountains to reach the hospital. From those seriously sick to a woman whose water has broken on the delivery day, they all have to walk the same kilometer by foot to get to the hospital.
Mtu hata kupata tu matibabu ya haraka.
There is no hospital nearby. Giving birth is dangerous. If a mother goes into labor, there is no quick way to get help. Climbing up is hard. Going down is hard. Only God knows how we survive here. When it's raining, you have to invent a new way of walking. Otherwise, you can slide under the mountain and that could end your story. On this journey, some students fail to walk. I can imagine how long they've spent without eating, and others might be sick. Some young kids have to carry their little siblings because they can't go back. They have to keep moving forward to school. What a sad sight.
Hapa sasa kuna wasichana wameshikwa na mimba kwa sababu Our biggest problem is hunger. When we come home, there is nothing to eat. Some girls get deceived. They are given a bun, just a small piece of food, and in return, they accept. That's how they end up pregnant. Yes, some even give birth at home because they have nowhere else to go. The hunger is too much. Imagine drinking only hot water in the morning, then going to school with an empty stomach. You come back home and the same thing happens. The next day, your mother boils water again, just so your stomach doesn't hurt. This is our reality, and when you have nothing, you become vulnerable.
Nina msichana mmoja aliweza kupata ujauzito na kwa ajili ya kudanganywa.
Some girls end up in early marriages because they are given something as small as a bun just to have something to eat. When you haven't eaten since yesterday and someone offers you food, what choice do you have? I have one daughter who got pregnant because I couldn't afford to take care of her. Others have help, but we don't. And our struggle, it stays here. No one sees it.
Kesi yetu huwa inabaki hapa na inapotelea hapa.
Now, as you can see, we have covered more than 15 kilometers because it's not easy climbing from the cave to here. We are just about to enter to the school, and we have two categories of pupils here. We have primary pupils and also secondary. So we have covered half of our trip. This is the school, the first school that children are entering. Then we will proceed to go to different school. But as I'm telling you, it's not easy for children to climb the mountain. You have seen some of them walking even with their hands because it's not easy.
Finally, we are here at the school. I'm thankful we made it, but how will we go back? The students can't even study because they are too tired to think about math or physics. Kids don't have sweaters, and even if they do, they get soaked. They shiver in the cold, hungry, unable to focus. And if you're hungry, can you really hear what the teacher is saying? And imagine, it's been 5 years living this life. Are these people left here to perish?
Mawe ilikatika hapa juu. Kuna mama mzazi alikuwa ameketi hapa.
Sometimes huge rocks fall from the top of the cave. One day, a rock came crashing down, heading straight for this woman's head, but by some miracle, it hit her shoulder instead. If it had hit her head, she wouldn't be alive today. That is the risk we live with every single day.
Watu wameomba msaada sana.
We have been asking for help for a very long time, but nothing changes. We have lost hope. If we ever get help, it will be a miracle from God, not from a human being.
Itakuwa hata ni bahati kutoka Mwenyezi Mungu.
As we return home after a very long day, the students make their way back to what they call home, the hall. Here, they search for any bit of light, whether from the moon or elsewhere, to review their studies. With no electricity, their only sources of light are the sun and moon. After revising their studies, night falls. Today, there's no moonlight, no chance to continue studying or doing homework. Those who are fortunate might have dinner if their family managed to find food. Others have to go to sleep as they usually do. Oh, what a terrible sight. Imagine, after such a long day, having to sleep with nothing in your stomach. Just thinking about it makes me incredibly sad. Overcome by the day's events, I soon fell asleep myself. Waking up the next morning, my thoughts turned to who is to blame for such hardships, the government, the creator, or someone else.
Hii watu ndio wakapatikana hapa. I think wakati ule ulikuwa ugawaji wa mashamba.
These families came here years ago during the time of land distribution. They were living on Mount Chebuk, but when the government allocated the land, they entered the ballot and they failed. They had nowhere to go. With no land, they moved to Shesakoyo and started farming in 2012, but later the government evicted them, saying they were destroying the forest. They were left homeless. That's when a kind widow allowed them to stay here. They have been here ever since, but life has not been easy. During COVID-19, some families left because we were too many and the assistant chief said we had to separate. Those who had nowhere else to go stayed. 11 families. They sleep on mosquito net and papers. They have no proper bedding. They struggle to survive every day. We're asking for help. From the government, from well-wishers, from anyone who can make a difference. These people deserve a chance to live with dignity, to have a home, to eat, to study, to dream. God created man and placed him in the Garden of Eden. These people too deserve a place to call home. We ask well-wishers to work together with the government so that these families can finally have a future.
I am a widow, and since 2020, I have opened my land to those who had nowhere else to go. Elders, school children, entire families. I say that under the government's hands, I have protected them, or rather, God has taken care of them on this land. But this land is mine, and I can only do so much. These people need real help. I have given them a place to stay, but I haven't been able to cultivate all my land because there are too many people. Who can live with so many without food? They have suffered, nowhere to sleep, nowhere to cook. They are human beings, just like everyone else. They deserve dignity and they deserve to be remembered by the government. Living conditions here is very poor. They have only managed to dig 3 latrines. Their children struggle in school because they don't have the right support, and I do what I can, but I am just one person. I work with my children to help them, but it is not enough. I am asking the government and well-wishers, please remember these people. If there's anything you can do, do it now, because no one should live like this.
After some thought, I realized that I am just a journalist, not a judge. My role is to show you the other side of the world. If anyone watching this can help these people, please do so as soon as you can. While they've survived 5 years in these conditions, remember, even the longest wars can break the strongest soldiers. Just as we've seen in prehistoric documentaries how humans have saved themselves time and again, let's continue to do the same for these families. Thank you for watching. I am Nameless Campos, and this is Afrimax English. Remember to subscribe.